Gets more exciting. Moving to the right one more time, talking about SkyDrive. SkyDrive, I think, is a real game changer, especially for those of you who have iOS devices. Because what SkyDrive allows you to do is create Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote documents using something called the Office Web Apps. So they're applications which are very much like the client applications, but they exist purely in the web. So what I'm saying is, every single student in Peel now has access to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint without needing to physically buy Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And the greatest thing is you can create Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents on an iPad. I know, it's crazy. So I want to do a little bit of a demonstration here, because this is really where I think this platform just absolutely explodes. So the demo I'm going to do right now, I'm going to create an Excel workbook. So I'm going to go ahead and here, I'm going to type night 3. Whoops, I have to click in the box. I'm going to call this presentation, this document, night 3. I'm going to click on OK. And what happens is it automatically launches the Excel web app. So this is not Excel the client. You'll notice on my taskbar here, Excel is not running. This is all in the web. Okay? So this is actually an HTML5 web page that's got all the magic of Office built into it. And let me show you some of the features and functionality right out of the box. So I'm going to type in Jan. And much like you'd see in Excel, if I come to this column and I click over, it automatically fills in Feb, March, April, May. So it's smart enough just as a web page to know that's exactly what I want to do. And down the side here, I'm going to type the names of all my ITRTs. Dave C, Dave D, because I'm about to blow your minds. And, whoops, I have to spell it right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these columns here, and I'm going to insert a 2-dimensional column graph, and I'll put that graph right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I'm a teacher who's teaching, I don't know, about average rainfalls in some geographic locations. And I want the students in my class to now synchronously collaborate using all their BYOD devices using this spreadsheet. So I'm the teacher in front of the room. I'm connected to an LCD projector. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click this share button right here. And just like we did before, I'm going to leverage the distribution list for my class. In this case, I'm going to share this out with all the ITRTs that are in all the remote locations right now. And I'm going to come back into my spreadsheet. So what's happening as I'm speaking, first of all, I'm on a 5-second delay with the ITRTs who are out there, so we've got to give them just a little bit of time. What's going to happen is I've shared something with them in the Office 365 environment. So what's going to happen is an email is going to go to their Office 365 account saying, Mr. Larson has now shared night3.xls with you. And what all of them will be able to do in just a second once they get the email is they'll be able to actually launch that document using their version of Office Web Apps, be it on an iPad or a PC or whatnot, and they'll be able to synchronously collaborate and come on here and start entering in information. So you can see already I've got Dave Delgobo and Graham and Tina have all started to actually enter data into my spreadsheet, and all of them can watch as this graph synchronously builds right in the classroom. So it's a really, really, really powerful tool. Jim and your multiple numbers there, just skewing the whole results. It's real data, is it? Yeah. So you can see I've got all the ITRTs from all the remote sites actually typing in a bunch of numbers, and we can watch it, collaboratively grow right in front of us. Now, I'm the host of this file. I created this file in my SkyDrive, so I can close it. But the beautiful part is, because I've shared the file out, the collaboration can continue. I mean, yes, I physically house the document, but it's still shared with them. So Jim and Tina and Graham and the Daves can continue to work on that document while I'm offline, which is really powerful. But also, because I'm the owner of the document, at any time I can go into that document and I can revoke their permissions. So let's say, for example, I wanted to give them an hour to collaborate. We would go online, I'd set the collaboration up, they would collaborate. At the end of that, I would go and unshare the document, and I would have a living, breathing document of their collaboration that took place over that hour. So, pretty cool. I showed you Excel. PowerPoint works really well as well, and you'll notice the save button wasn't there. Every time I move from cell to cell, it automatically commits those changes to the cloud, so there's no worry about data loss. The one thing that Microsoft hasn't quite polished off yet is Word. Right now, if I do a collaborative, synchronous collaboration in Word, I do have to click the Save button in order to see those updates, but they are working diligently to make it more like the Google Docs experience. And if you've never seen Google Docs synchronously collaborative, what happens is you get a bunch of colored cursors that move across the screen simultaneously from the different people collaborating. And that's what Microsoft's moving toward. There's some people who don't like that idea, but that's what they're doing. So they're trying to make it more Google-ish, I guess. One of the other things I won't have time to show tonight is the Excel survey. So still leveraging Excel web app, but you can create a quick survey. Different types of questions. Yes, no questions, multiple choice questions, and you can share that out with students as well, and you can see the live feedback in Excel as it comes back in. So really, really cool tool there. Of course, at the same time, you can also upload existing documents. This just isn't a place to house Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents. You can upload videos here. You can upload PowerPoint presentations or Prezi presentations or any real presentation that exists on a physical piece of media. That's certainly available as well. Oh, the other thing they've recently released as well is the Shared with Me folder. So if someone has shared a file with me as an individual, yes, I do get an email originally when that file is shared with me, but let's say a year has passed and I don't remember where that file is, I can always click on the Shared with Me file or link here, and it'll tell me all of the people who have shared things with me in my Office 365 experience. And that includes not only files, but folders as well. So the last tab before we go to the link demo is the Sites tab. The Sites tab, obviously this is where you get back to your welcome page. So if you ever do want to get back to that welcome page, you go to the Sites tab. We've also begun to culminate information in a Help Center. So if you click on the Help Center here, you'll see, I'm the owner of the Help Center, so I can certainly post to the newsfeed of the Help Center. But if you want the latest and greatest information on Office 365, what you might want to do is visit the Help Center, and you might want to follow it. So at the very top of the screen, you do have a follow button. And remember what I said before, if you follow a site, you're updated in your newsfeed. So if you follow the Help Center, and I post something to the Help Center, one of the ITRTs posts something to the Help Center, you'll get it on your newsfeed. So one more way to stay involved and collaborative. In the Help Center, we do have the Teacher Quick Reference Guide, which I'm not sure if you've seen yet, but if you haven't seen it, by all means go there, print yourself out a copy. It basically teaches you how to use all the tools and talks about what I'm talking about tonight. There's a frequently asked questions section. There's a video section where we've put all the instructional videos. And again, the Help Center will be growing as we go. One of the other exciting places in the Office 365 environment is the My Courses section. Now, this only works for teachers, and I'm not a teacher, so I have to sort of show you what it looks like without clicking this button, but I'll ask you to put your imagination hats on again and pretend I'm a French teacher. If I was a French teacher at Castlebrook teaching, actually I think of Meadowvale as my example. If I was a French teacher and I clicked on the My Courses button, it would look something like this. So what we've done is we've created an area where you can create courses for every course and section you teach in elementary and every home form you teach every course and section you teach in secondary and every home form you teach in elementary. So I'm a French teacher. These are the three courses I teach this semester. So FSF 1DR Section B, FSF 1PO Section B, and FSF 1PO Section A. As a teacher, I have the ability to click on these courses to automatically create a site for my students to collaborate. So before, I talked about the newsfeed. If you post something at the very top of the newsfeed, potentially anyone can see it if they click that Everyone button. But if I create a place for just my students to collaborate, and I post something in there, it is really just for that group of students. So what a teacher would do is they'd come to the My Courses section, and they would choose a course to light up in the environment. So I'm going to choose this one here. Now, the very first time you click on it, it does take about 30 seconds to provision the course. And it tells you on the screen, please wait while you provision, don't refresh your page, don't close it down. Once the page is created, you get this. And this is our best guess at what a teacher might want to use as far as collaboration tools go. So as I mentioned, you do get a news feed in all of your course sections. You get a notebook, you get a place to store documents, you get a calendar, you get a pictures area, you get a discussion group, an area to post links, you get a wiki, you get a blog. You can also add additional components as well. We're not being prescriptive at all. If you go to Site Contents, you can add additional widgets and web parts. You also have an assignment Dropbox, which is brand new for us. We just released this early September, where a student can browse for a file, upload it. When they upload a file, it automatically appends their student number to the beginning, and only a teacher can have access to the information which is in the assignment Dropbox. And again, a document library as well, where you can create those Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents you saw in your SkyDrive. And it works the exact same way in your class site, but only your class can see it. Now, once you actually create your class site, only you have access to it. So the next step is once it's ready for prime time, you would then go and share it with the students in your class. And again, really easy to do. You come up to this little share button here, you click the share button, and again, using that distribution list we talked about before, you would share it out with the rest of your class. So for me, S2692-FSF, you know, whatever. Oh, I have to type it right, 2692-FSF, you know, and here are all the different courses and sections I could add. You can add one section, you can add two sections, whatever you wanted to use that course for. Now, I'm in the live environment here. I'm not going to click Save because then all those students would have access to this course, which I don't want to have happen because I'm not a teacher. So I would click Save. It would then send all of them an email saying Mr. Larson has invited you to this class and section, and then they would follow that site. And again, anything that happened in that site would be automatically fed up to their newsfeed. Once you've created a site, I'm going to whip back to news feeds just for a second. What you can do is even from the news feed page, you can target your posts. So instead of share with everyone, I can click and I can share just with FSF 1DR Section B, because that's a course I just created. So if I wanted to, from my news feed, just post something to the FSF 1DR Section B course, I could. I type it here, I click post. It doesn't go out to the masses. It's targeted specifically at the students on that newsfeed. And anyone who's following that newsfeed, or anyone who's following, that site, gets updated in their newsfeed. So you can see really quickly the power of the newsfeed, the power of aggregate information, just the power of the entire environment. Very, very exciting stuff. Okay, other than the very last demo, I think we're pretty well done, and then we'll throw it back to the different pilot sites for questions from the ITRT. So what we're going to do is I did send all of the ITRTs an invite. What I'd like all of them to do now at their remote locations is go into their calendar. Oh, it's reminding me I have a link demo. That's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that online meeting, and I'm going to join it. So this is the meeting invite I sent all of them earlier, just to show you the underlying power of Link. Now, what I'm about to show you does necessitate an extra piece of software called Link. It's available as a free download on the iPad. It is also available for the PC, and we'll be distributing that a little bit later. We wanted people to get familiar with the different tools first. I'm just going to turn my camera on here. Start my video. So there's me. And in a second, all the ITRTs who are out there also have different devices. Some of them have cameras on their devices. Some of them don't have cameras. There's Tina Zita. So she's up and operational. Again, we are on a 5-second delay, so she's probably just hearing now that, hey, there's Tina Zita. And again, there's Dave Delgado over there. So these are people all at remote satellite sites right now. So on their devices, they're all turning on Link. We're actually having a video conference right now. Now, it's a bit weird because, again, the 5-second delay. But all of them are engaged. Some don't have cameras on their laptops, but can certainly view what I'm doing with the video conference. You can have one-to-one video conferencing. You can have one-to-many video conferencing. And again, depending on what PC you're using, there's the delay. I can share my screen, I can do PowerPoint presentations, I can do a lot of really cool things with the Link software. It is an additional piece of software, but it makes this a really, really powerful tool. So just because there's going to be a lot of echo in just a second, I am going to end this call. Thanks, guys. And I'll just hang up. Now, just because I've left the conversation, again, they can continue that online meeting and interact with each other using video and voice and PowerPoint and all those other really cool tools. So to sum up, that's Office 365, and isn't it really, really cool? That's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw it back to the individual sites and leave it open for questions for the individual ITRTs that are there. Oh, no, wait. I forgot this on Tuesday as well. I've got a thank you slide. One sec. Because again, none of this would have been possible without the hard work of a lot of people. So a couple people I want to just have a couple of shout outs to. Number one, Microsoft. I mean, they're a great partner of ours. Just so you know, we were part of the early adopter program for Office 365, and actually now we are the largest Office 365 deployment in all of Canada. So that's something to be ridiculously proud of. And our sales rep, Jason Brookelman, and Karen McGregor is our technical contact at Microsoft, so huge kudos to them. I do want to definitely thank my team. A gentleman named Kumar Ramesar and Ajit Amar Singh have been absolutely instrumental in making all of the single sign-on possible and all the custom web parts within SharePoint. And a gigantic shout out to Patrick McQuaid and the ITRTs, Susan, Tina, Dave, Tracy, Jim, Ed, Graham, and then the 3 ITRTs who were working with us last year on this project who are now back in the classroom, Bob, Carol Ann, and David. Gigantic shout out to them as well. Again, none of this would have happened without the collaborative effort between Curriculum and LTSS and Microsoft, quite frankly.